to you where people said that, yo, we're going to sue Universal because the music they published. Because here's the thing, it's not about, you're not going to win billions of dollars because, oh, yeah, we kind of promoted this song more. Who the fuck cares? You're going to win money because that company should have not published a defamatory song, which I do believe it's a defamatory song, but it falls within art and it's like a legal loophole where it's like rap, it's art, so it's not defamatory. Because here's the thing, there's a kid who sued Sony actually. The mom sued Sony. Their son died of an overdose. The label incentivized, promoted, and specifically picked out when he submitted songs to them, songs that were all about promoting self-deprecating, harming drug use. And the kid died of an overdose. So the mom said, y'all promoted this. Y'all basically financially incentivized for him to go down this path. Here's the thing. This is the big question that's gonna last beyond this Drake thing. Does Universal have any type of moral obligation for what they put out? Now, I would bring in a Kanye song. I would do that, if you ask me. Universal and other publishers would not put out Hail Hitler. They would not put out that song. That song to them was dangerous. That song was anti-Semitic. That song to them was not, it was so hateful, they looked beyond the art aspect. Complete. And if I'm Drake, I'm using this angle. And Drake, Lord, if you use this, I'm about to build Drake. I ain't gonna lie. That's an angle you could use. Because Universal's, their angle has always been, we put out whatever, it's the artist's job. So if you have a problem with what was said, sue the artist. That's what they said to Drake. Sue Kendrick. Why are you suing us? We put out everything. But you don't put out everything. Right? Kanye's music about Hail Hitler could not be put out on DSPs and was actually even rejected because it was so hateful. So there is a line. So the idea that there isn't a line is false. So what is that line? And that's where we're going to have this argument. Is a line dissing somebody's dead homie? Is that the line? Is a line making a call to action and say, yo, when I see that nigga, we put him in a box? Is a call to action, yo, when I see him like that nigga dead, is it calling someone a woman beater, child molester, a PDF? Where's the line? So that's the argument. I love seeing this get argued in court, but this idea that, we just think, let me tell you this, if Drake wins this, I'm telling you, every motherfucking artist who music that was published by UMG or any other company has caused damage in your life, whether you lost your life, someone close to you lost your life, you got to sue them, because that's what Drake is doing. You got to sue them. And if you don't want to, if you're a Drake fan and you're just only thinking about Drake with this, you're selfish. You're selfish. This is a overall thing. This is the idea, and this is the fight of, is a music publisher, right? We're not even talking about platforms because he's not suing Spotify. So the platforms will be Spotify, all the DSPs, well, Target don't really sell CDs anymore. All the DSPs, there'll be platforms. You have publishers and platforms. He's saying the publisher. He's saying my record label. Remember, he's not saying the artist. He never sued Kendrick. He's saying, I feel there's a moral obligation on the publisher, which the publisher is UMG. They should have not published this song knowing that its content was defamatory. They should have not posted this content knowing that I told them now he has some good cases for some, not necessarily malpractice because that's not a legal situation, but yo, I told them my house is the fucking cover art. You shouldn't let that fly. That is something where you could possibly hold them accountable for some damages, right? Yo, you shouldn't be doxing me on your cover art. That blurs the line of art as opposed to now, like, again, if I posted, let me ask you a question. Like, and I'm making this up. This is not true. I'm making this up. I got to say this 15 times because I know people are going to clip me. I'm making this up. It's not true. If Kendrick's woman had a miscarriage and I post a picture of the miscarriage photo of all the blood and all that shit, and I put a parental advisory disclaimer and I dropped a song about, yo, whatever, would that be art or would that be just straight up disrespect? So where do we blur art? Like this is where the whole conversation comes.
Wait, I can go like this though. Here.
I agree with this decision. I'll actually go read what happened in court, because what happened in court was a minor win for Drake, but all it said is that, yo, we're not gonna dismiss this case before we hear it out. They wanted a win before the shit got started. Like, nah, this is bullshit. No, they said, no, this is a legit case. We're gonna have to argue it. And I'm telling you this right now, Drake is gonna have to spend 10, 50 million, which he definitely got. He's super rich. But this is a 100% a Supreme Court case. I want everybody to notice. This idea that Drake is going to get $500 million or $3 billion, no one is settling with him. It's not happening. He's going to have to severely change the game, or he's going to take a loss. That's it. Because what's going to happen, let's say he wins. We're going to all run with the headline, yo, Drake got awarded $2 billion. Yo, Kendrick won the battle, but Drake won the war. Great. Universal ain't paying it out. Appeal. We're at the circuit courts now. Circuit courts looks at it, and they're going to look at it as a idea about the First Amendment right. Well, actually, the Supreme Court going to look at it like that. But they're going to look at that. So circuit court going to look at the merits of it, and then eventually, even if they win at the circuit court, yo, Drake won again. Yo, it's good. It's lit. We told you, man. He like Michael Jackson, bigger than the Super Bowl. Great. Appeal again. That's going to be this going to the Supreme Court. I'm telling you, this is a matter of the First Amendment right. When we talk about artistic